James C, I got you. You Matter About Sports presents the Offseason NFL edition. Let's ride. What you know about it? The fam screaming, shouting on Twitter, blasting the news about the team's action in the offseason. And yo, there's no reason to be stressing or guessing about what's going on. Now here's a tip, Holmes. Wine May, yes, got you, Holmes. Click the link, bro, and James C will take you home. Wine May, yes, presents the offseason.
You're listening to the Offseason presented by You Matter About Sports. I'm your host, James C, and welcome back to the show. Got a big show today, so let's get started. Better get used to calling the Raiders the Las Vegas Raiders. That's right. It is expected that the Raiders are to receive enough votes from the owners today for an approval to move to Las Vegas. So get used to saying the Las Vegas Raiders, folks. I personally don't have an opinion on it. I mean, my preference is for the Raiders to stay in Oakland, is what I'm accustomed to. But just like how we had to get used to saying the Rams, saying that they are no longer St. Louis, they're the LA Rams. We just got to get used to saying that these Raiders are officially Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. So, I mean, we just got to get used to it. I really don't have a personal opinion to it. You know, I do have one issue with it. You know, how's the league going to monitor these players when it comes to gambling? Because, you know, gambling casinos are right in their back door. And, I mean, really, when you think about Las Vegas, other than the casinos, the limelight, and all the other kind of stuff, it's really just a big desert. So, you know, why move a team to Las Vegas? I don't think the population of Las Vegas is that huge. I don't think there's a real need for football, professional football in Las Vegas. But, you know, the league has its opinion. Apparently the owners want this. So, you know, it is what it is. I would have to do a little more research to see why the move to Las Vegas. Why put a team in Las Vegas? Why not put an expansion team, something like that, to, you know, why put an established team in Las Vegas? I don't know. I really don't have a personal opinion to it. I'll do some more research on it, and the next time on the offseason, we might discuss it. But let's change gears here. The NFL draft is a month away. Yes, folks, the NFL draft is a month away. So you know what that means. Mock drafts, mock drafts, mock drafts. I already have completed my second mock draft. This is our post-free agency, post-NFL Combine edition of the mock draft. And you can go to YouMadAboutSports.com to check to see what I picked for your favorite team. Now, granted, this is just the second one. This is not my final one. I will do my final mock probably either a week or two before the draft. Most likely a week. That's when I pretty much have made up my mind on who I think will land. So the week before the draft, we'll have our final mock. Again, you can find that on YouMadAboutSports.com. And just go to the blog tab and it will be right there for you to see. And it will be our post-combine, post-NFL free agency draft edition. For Titans fans, in case you're wondering who I had going to the Tennessee Titans, I was able to select some really solid players. Now, people are thinking, oh, you're biased, you're Titans biased, you're just going to put the best players. And honestly, that's not how I do my draft. What I really do is I take a big board of 100 players, and then I look at teams' needs, and depending on what is available, where this player is on the big board, whatever the team need is, that's the player that I pick. Now, for the Tennessee Titans, at pick number 5, I selected Jamal Adams, safety out of LSU. Now, you're probably wondering, well, we signed Jonathan Cyprien in the offseason, but hear me out. The contract really isn't that big. It's just a 4-year, $25 million contract. And secondary is a huge need for the Titans. Yes, Marshawn Lattimore was still on the board when, the Titans were on the clock. Here's my thing. When you look at John Robinson's MO, he loves players with experience. Jamal Adams has that. Marshawn Lattimore, as great of a cornerback he is, and honestly, I would not mind the Titans taking him because corner is a huge need for us. However, with Jamal Adams having experience, Marshawn Lattimore only has 1 year of success. That's the difference between the two. Also, Adams, and I hear this from everyone I talk to, Adams is a tone setter. Adams is a leader. Adams is an alpha male. Now, when you look at the Tennessee Titans defense, they lack an alpha on that defense. They really do. They lack an alpha. They lack a guy where you can point to and say, he's the captain of the defense. If you look at the Tennessee Titans defense, as good as they are, and, if you fix the secondary up, they're probably even better than what they really are. If you look at their defense, they don't have an alpha. They don't have a captain, a guy that you can honestly say, that's the leader. I mean, yeah, you could probably point to Brian Orakpo. You could probably point to Jarrell Casey. You probably can point to McCourty when he's healthy. But those guys aren't outspoken, high-enthused leaders. They kind of just do the damn job. And you see the numbers and you're like, whoa. Those are those type of leaders. Jamal Adams is that type of leader. Plus, he's like Ray Lewis. He's crazy. Like, you can see it. You notice him on the field. You notice him. And on top of that, he's very versatile. John Robinson made it clear that he wanted to fix special teams. And every piece of film that I've watched Jamal Adams play, he's playing special teams. So that's why I picked him. He's very versatile. He can play special teams, and he's a need. And really, he brings an attitude on the field that I think this defense could really use. We just don't have that on our defense. We could use a Jamal Adams. So that's why I have him going to the Titans at number 5. Now, if we take Marshawn Lattimore, that's great. I would love it either way. But those that know me, I love Jamal Adams. That's just my guy. The minute I watched my first piece of film on him, I fell in love with him. I mean, that dude right there is what this team needs to really get over the top. And when you think about Jonathan Cyprien, I think he's just a better Damian Stafford. I think that's really what they brought him in to be, a better Damian Stafford. So, and the Titans, they rotate safeties like crazy. So, it works. One thing about Adams that I watched on film that I really like about him is he's not just limited to being a safety. The man can play nickel if asked to be. He can cover tight ends. He can cover wide receivers. He's really good at it. He's really versatile. This guy is a playmaker. This guy loves football. He came to play every single Saturday. When the lights were on, didn't matter. He played at his highest when it was a big-time game. Go watch the Alabama tape, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This guy makes plays. That's why I had him going to the Titans at number 5. Now, some of you are probably like, well, all you talked about was Corey Davis. I love Corey Davis. That's why I have him going to the Titans at number 18. And it was a little tricky, but I was able to manage to slip Davis all the way to 18. I had conversations with my friend Terry Lambert from Titans Music City Miracle, and we've discussed this. And he honestly believes that Corey Davis is going to slip to 18. So I looked at it and I played around with it. And of course, this is post free agency, post combine. Corey Davis does not have a 40 time that people can look on. He has not worked out. He's not going to have a workout until April because he's recovering from ankle surgery. And I think that is enough to push Corey Davis down to where we can select him at 18. However, if people go based upon the tape, Corey Davis is a top 10 pick. Point blank simple. He's the best wide receiver in this draft. But I think a lot of people are going to overhype Mike Williams because he ran a good 40 at his pro day. He ran a 4.5. And I think Mike Williams will be the first wide receiver taken off the board. So who's the second wide receiver? I have John Ross going to Baltimore. And he's the second wide receiver off the board. So that leaves Corey Davis. My hope is because he hasn't had a pro day and didn't perform at the combine, I think at his pro day, all he's going to do is do the bench press, which, we really don't care what wide receivers do as far as bench press. But my hope is he can slide all the way to 18 just based upon the information we have right now. Like I said, final mock will be week before the draft. Corey Davis might not land as a Titan with me. So, but if you look at the first round of the draft, at 5 and 18, you got playmakers, you got superstars for years to come. And that's what the Titans need. And both of them fit John Robbins' criteria. Tough, physical, team first guys. And those two guys fit the mold. So that's who I have going to the Titans at picks 5 and 18. And I think that's a really good draft. If you don't, hit me up on Twitter at jcottonsports52. And you can also hit up our You Mad About Sports Twitter at YMAS World to discuss why you don't think those two picks are good for the Titans, or if you think those picks are just perfect for the Titans. So hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook at You Mad About Sports. You Mad About Sports. And you can also hit us up on our website at youmadaboutsports.com. All right, folks, that's the end of the show. You're listening to the Offseason presented by You Mad About Sports. I'm your host, James C. I'm out of here. Holla at your boy.